I had something happen in Christmas of 1992 that reminded me of how important it is to stay focused on the important things. My name is Paul Cowell, Whitestone Country Inn, and in 1992, I was the chairman of the board of Shop at Home, a home shopping television network. My oldest son was killed on December the 11th, 92, in a hunting accident. He loaded a black powder gun for an older friend. He had been out in the cold for a while, and when he went to hand it to him, he dropped it and was trying to catch it when it went off, when it hit the ground. And he was killed instantly. It was a devastating time for our family. He was 24 years old. This was a complete shock. We had no time to prepare for it. It wasn't a matter of him being ill for a while, but just an early morning phone call saying your son has been killed. I didn't go back into work for a few days, just grieved. And yet it was Christmas, and this was a home shopping television network where that was an important time of the year for us. And I went back in the first day after a few days at home. I had to deal with the customer service people that, as chairman of the board and CEO, I would take their worst customer service complaints every day. I would take a maximum of 10 calls. Remember, we're shipping some thousands of packages each day with a lot of it minimum wage employees, and there were mistakes made. And so I'd said, if you just can't fix a problem, you don't know how to, and you've got a really irate customer, send them to me and I'll try to help it. And in fact, that worked real well. One of our executive vice presidents said the way to make a good customer, a great customer, was to mess them up in some kind of way with a mistake and then turn them over to me. And once they talked to me as the chairman of the board, they became great customers because they felt like they had access to get any problem solved. So I took a few calls every day, sometimes none, never more than 6 or 7. They always saved a few in case they had a really big problem. My first day back after my son's death, the customer service department called. It was getting close to Christmas. And they said, we've got a lady that we just can't reason with. Would you talk to her? I took the call, and she said, I said, my name is Paul Cowell. I'm the chairman of the board, and I understand we've messed you up, and I'm here to fix your problem. She said, well, you've created a tragedy in my family here this Christmas. I said, tell me about it. She said, I've ordered a computer from your company for my sons. I have 2 sons, and that computer is going to be delivered on the day that they're both home, and I'm not home, and they're going to know what they're getting for Christmas. And our Christmas holiday is just ruined because of your company. And I said, let me see if I can fix this. It was a reasonably easy problem to solve. I called shipping and I said, we need to change dates on shipping. Here's the date it needs to get there. Can we do that and be sure it arrives by Christmas? And they said yes. I got back on the phone with a lady who was still terribly upset. And I said, ma'am, we've got this fixed. Here's how we're going to handle this. And she said, well, this was really tragic. This was bad on your company's part. You didn't think this through, blah, 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 just fussing at me. And she kept using the word tragic. You've just created a tragedy for my family at Christmas. And so I got through with the explanation, and I said, so are we satisfied with this arrangement? Well, yes, and you've averted a tragedy in our family this Christmas. I guess something kind of snapped in me. I had heard the word tragic in Christmas and about her boys not getting the computer on the date she wanted it there. And I said, let me tell you about tragedies at Christmas. I didn't mention Brian or his death, but I said, if both of your boys are there and they're in good health and y'all are eating around the table, whether or not they knew when the present was coming is not a tragedy. Do you understand that that doesn't create tragedy at Christmas just because the computer was delivered on the wrong date? And I said that with some force and some decibel level that I hadn't been using. She said, yes, sir. And I said, well, don't use the word tragic with me again today. And I hung the phone up and said to the folks in the office, I think I need to take another day off. I'm not quite ready to do this. I tell you that story to remind you that little things will go wrong. The rolls may burn, and some present may not get there, and you may have forgotten to get a present for somebody that you wonder if they'll be offended, or somebody sent you a Christmas card that you didn't send them. I don't know what the little problems are, but I just know it's such a busy time that there can be flat tires along the way here at Christmas. Stay focused. Remember that we're celebrating the hope of eternal life through this Advent season, that our family is with us. There are a lot of people that are celebrating the wonderful things of Christmas, and it's the best time of the year in that sense. But there are other people that this December will be celebrating less than others because there have been tragedies and there's been losses this year. And so don't get too caught up in the word tragedy at Christmas unless you really have one. And remember, it's a season for celebration, but the big picture is really good, that we have a God who loves us and has provided for us the gift of eternal life, and we're celebrating his entrance into the world, that we can really have a celebration that lasts forever without tears or sadness or joy. Hope it's a great Christmas season for you. Don't ever use the word tragic unless you've had one, and we'll be hoping that your families are together, the food is good, and the rolls don't burn. Have a great Christmas season. Paul Cowell, Whitestone Country Inn.